Icebergs. I'm going to assume you know what an iceberg is. Everybody has probably seen at least one video about one. And you either really like icebergs or you probably hate them. And if you hate them, I don't even know why you clicked on this video, but I mean, you might as well just stay. But can we just all really appreciate the size of this? It's obscene. But anyways, I plan on covering hopefully everything on this list. It is a lot. Not going to be all in one video, as it would be hours long. I'm going to mostly skip the first 3 layers too, with it being really simple stuff like YouTube, PewDiePie, really basic knowledge. And before I show each layer, I'm going to put a tag on the screen so you know what you're getting yourself into. The first 2 topics we're going to cover are very super basic. So if you want to skip ahead to the next ones, I'll probably put timestamps. But thank you. Me after the lobotomy. This one is pretty simple and honestly kind of funny. And it's a video depicting Bart having the effects of a lobotomy. It's really as simple as that. And honestly, you just need to see this. Quick seizure warning. Now, I personally found a potential original video, which is what I just showed you. I'm apparently severely autistic and cannot figure out when it says original, does that mean this is depicting what the original one looked like, or is this the first one? I don't know. I'm gonna assume it was the first one, but it's made by Weezer fan 3571 and has a link to an old tech demo for the Simpsons game 3 years before the actual game released in 2007, which I thought was pretty interesting. Fat Squirrel Hate subreddit. When I saw this on the actual Iceberg, I was kind of shocked, and I was like, there's no way there isn't there's no way this is even real. Yeah, it is. And it's really strange. And I was curious, so we go in. And this entire community of people just hate on fat squirrels. And I'm really scared to ask why. I don't know if it's for sport or this is some really weird fetish content, but it's just strange. Alright, so after this point, the topics are going to start getting a little bit more mature, so just be a little bit aware of that. U/tired of people faking too. This is possibly one of the most vile things I've ever read, and this all starts on a subreddit dedicated to taking Benadryl, and that always just never goes well. And this user started posting around 4 years ago. And they were just asking very simple questions such as how much they should take, posting trip reports, commenting on other people's posts about their situation. And as you look through their posts and comments, you eventually start noticing very high dosages, talking about seizures, talking about very clear you're gonna overdose signs. And they would repeatedly ignore it. And eventually they started posting very not great things about themselves. And about a year after they started posting, they posted a picture of 6.9 grams of Benadryl, over 270 pills in one sitting, with the caption saying, "Why the hell not?" r/past Saturn rings. This one is rather complicated, but it's honestly kind of interesting to look into. It is a subreddit with extreme, sometimes alt-right conspiracies, and I'm gonna be really for real right now. It was actually super difficult to gauge anything from this page. There's a lot of references to modern pop media and history where they try to say that there's like this time cube in Saturn that's like holding us in a simulation, and they're just really obsessed with connecting social media to things. I noticed that. But I can't lie, some of these posts have some really well written stuff in them. They even cite their sources and everything, which is rather wacky, but the community is just super well organized, and there are mods that like threaten to take down low quality posts all the time, and their number one op seems to be r/conspiracy. They really hate that place, which is rather cool, I guess. The Bianca Devins murder. This one is just hard to read sometimes. From what I can gauge, that what happened is Bianca Devins was a 17-year-old girl living in Utica, New York. She was in a very strange relationship with this man named Brandon Clark, who was 21. Supposedly, they met on Instagram, and from that point onwards, they grew this really weird in-and-out relationship, with both families saying different things about the relationship. And on July 13th, 2019, Clark found Devins supposedly kissing one of their friends, Alex, while performing a song, which later turned into an argument between the both of them. And Devins fell asleep in the back of Clark's car afterwards, where he then assaulted her and left her nearly decapitated. But why is this on an internet iceberg? Well, after he killed her, he took pictures of the body and posted them all over all of his social media, first on Reddit, then on Discord, then on his Instagram, which is just completely awful. And another thing that one of my friends read that I don't know quite if this is true or not, apparently he sent the photo to their family, which is just disgusting. But afterwards, this created something called the Bianca's Law, which helped mitigate like violent and graphic pictures on media in general. Clark later then tried to kill himself by messaging all of his parents and all of his family saying that he is going to kill himself, but failed horribly and then got caught and sentenced to life in prison with parole after 25 years. Alright, now this next one is a 4chan story which I found kind of interesting, so I'm just going to read it off. Be living in a house with some other dudes, basically nowhere. Outside of the city, it's just trees. Particularly harsh winter. This night isn't so bad. Power goes out. Are you afraid of the dark? Nickelodeon. Look outside all of my enclosed porch to see if I'm the only one. The whole area is out. I forget to mention that I'm a bit of a photography. This comes into play here. Well, there's nothing to do around here. Think to myself, I have never seen such a mass powerage like this before. This might be a cool time to do a little bit of photography. Step outdoor, feeling more anxious than usual. Just calm down, dude. Don't let this get the best of you. Continue on, take some cool photographs of car light trails, also make a light penis. Lol. Can't shake the feeling that something has been following. Getting really nervous, it's too windy to listen around me. Let's call it a night. Head back to the house. Just one more picture.exf. Take a pic of the house I live in. Feeling really on edge, almost panicky. What the fuck is going on? I've never let myself get this bad. Really feel like I'm not the only one out here. Inside, taking off my boots and snow gear next to the door, all of a sudden, something slams into the door. I shit myself right there, lock the door and get back to my room. Lock myself in there, calm down enough to sleep. Next day I go through all my pics. Light penis, heh. Get to the pic of my house. Shit, this is fucking creepy as hell. Can't believe my house looks like such a nightmare. Wait a second. Shadow doesn't look right. Look closer. Fucking got goosebumps writing this shit. Sorry for the length. What the fuck is that? See what looks like some guy with a pig head staring right the fuck at me? I lose it. Ever since then, I've been hearing banging around my house like a couple times a week at night. Whatever the fuck that thing is, it wants in. I'm losing sleep over this. Pig related. It's the picture that I took. This one, I just thought was kind of an interesting story. There's nothing much to it. The nth room was an online scandal in South Korea. Using the app Telegram, basically these rooms were a way of selling and spreading illegally explicit content. And this worked by essentially anybody could create a room to sell this kind of content, with the original being a man with the user God, who would create about the first 10, all named absolutely despicably, such as slave girl, young girl, and the list just keeps going. These people would produce their content by using either their younger siblings or make up fake job offers to lure in younger teens and making them do awful things by blackmailing and abusing power. After a while of existing, someone eventually found the listing for this content and turned it in. And afterwards, they found hundreds and hundreds of these rooms, all selling their own kind of content. And later convicted the people who created it, not the people who bought it, with some saying that the list included celebrities, CEOs, and even politicians. This led to a divide in Korea, with the laws in Korea being made in such a way that these people were only sentenced 40 years, with some even being sentenced to only 1. This was despicable. 40 years for creating and distributing cheese pizza is just insane to me. And the aftermath also left most of the victims with completely unhappy endings, as the people who abused them weren't fully convicted. In the end, 103 victims were confirmed, with 23 being minors. If you made it this far, I just want to say thank you, and to consider like and subscribing. It'd be a huge help. And if you enjoy this iceberg and want me to keep covering it, that helps me just gauge whether to keep going. But thank you.